hey, they'd like to be in the final heat. For that last workout, they need to make some moves, but you can't come out too hot on this workout. They preserve and conserve.
This is the easiest movement to judge at this point. We're just watching calories now, but I do appreciate how intently the judges are watching the kilometers. You have to catch any irregularities if they pop up, something where it's dead.
Yeah, it's true, and it seems like, oh, this is a no-brainer, you're good. Like, hey, let the athletes get off when they get to 25, but I'll tell you what, we've had some technology malfunctions in the history of the sport where the screen goes black. You've got to adapt immediately in order to help that athlete continue to stay in attention to work every time.
All right, so some hands in the air here. Final 5 calories for some of these athletes. Keep an eye. We're looking at about 1 minute and 3 seconds as a split. I just want to save that to then compare with these athletes riding another 25 calories at the end of this event. That's just a good demonstration of the toll of the effort that is going to be required to improve the burpee.
Yeah, and pacing too. I mean, look, I don't really care who beats me off the first bite. And I don't care if I'm coaching an athlete who beats me off the bite. I don't even care who beats me off these dubs. I'm interested in where they're at as they attack the GHDs and they're on for the rest of the workout.
This is like the world's most fit game of whack-a-mole.
Bobble. Again, we're watching body language here with these double unders, folks. They've got to spin the rope twice as they pass under their feet 2 times for a rep to count. They want to jump as little as possible. Just allow their body to stay relaxed as they spin and rotate the rope fast. Keep the elbows head towards the sides and allow the wrist flick to be what's the fastest motion throughout the repetition.
Let's apply this to folks at home here. To work through these 200 double unders. A lot of times you see people with that dolphin kick where it almost looks like your hips fly back and your legs kick out in front of you. You just want to step up high enough on this balance so the rope can spin twice. You can do any extra leg lifting, right?
The less work, the better they're on these double unders.
Adrian, question for you. If you were on the competition floor during this event, would you want your judge letting you know out loud every 10 repetitions, 25, or just when he's completed each set of 100?
I'd really love to hear it count about every 50. You know, and that's a conversation these athletes have an opportunity to have with their judge even as they take the floor. We talked about this earlier in the weekend. It's important to converse in the moments before a workout with your judge, whether it's checking in on a particular movement, making sure the standards are clear between you and them. But even in that opportunity, you can say, hey, judge, just give me a clear hand wave every 50, would you? I'd really appreciate it so I know where I'm at by your count and my count. Right up onto his hands, and he's working and moving.
Lee comes in 30 points, back with last chance online qualifier position in 12th place overall. 30 points more than make up for. Speaking of making up ground, Calista Lang actually jumped Tori Dyson. She made up the most ground for the women this morning. She is 33 points back from Carolyn Rico. But look at the top. Emma Lawson, Paige Powers, 4-point difference. That is the difference between a first and a second place finish, which is what we just saw. So if Paige Powers wins event 6 at all over Emma Lawson, she wins the Atlas Games. That would put them tied for points. The tiebreaker is her best event finish. In that scenario, Powers would have 3 firsts to Lawson's 2 firsts. Beyond that, math gets more.
Yeah, listen. But yeah, we've got great storylines all around. We still have someone within striking distance qualified. The CrossFit Games, we need to still continue to eye out spots 6 through 8 because they're fighting for another chance to qualify and the last chance qualifier. And of course, we've got this head-to-head action at the top, which we love to see from these 2 young ladies.
Rosemary is your leader here in the heat. Being chased down by Roy Lemire and by Pistol Pete Mason.
And the men are throwing higher than the ladies, so they've got to throw at or above the line, which is a 10-foot standard. And in most cases, the judges, of course, are looking for a squat, hip crease below the top of the knee, but they need the vast majority of the ball to pass over the top of the line. So if you see the ball touching the line, that's not a no rep. As long as you split the ball in half, it's above the line.
Well, with the Renegade, it was just touching.
Right? In any way. And that's really where it's dependent upon the particular standards that are set in the athlete briefing directly communicated to the athletes. And it's always different from competition to competition. They have the opportunity to dictate that.
You're wondering, well, why don't we just have one target then? Well, our target is what women we're throwing to. The upper target is what the men we're throwing to.
Again, we're starting to see some styles, some leaving the arms straight over the head and letting them hang, some dropping the arms straight down, and some using the helicopter method out to the side, almost like a high slap before they receive the ball. I saw this from Phil Toon at the Grand Games last week. First time I'd seen a thigh slap between the repetitions. Which is like, hey, come on, stay and fight.
Adrian, speaking of different styles on the wall, I've noticed this through this heat right now and also the women's heats. We're seeing some of the wall balls as they approach the wall have no spin on them whatsoever, no rotation, almost like a knuckleball. Other athletes are throwing the ball up and we're seeing quite a bit of rotation. It seems like that is slowing things down a little bit. Why would that be?
Yeah, you don't want the ball coming off the wall out of your hands with rotation. The more that ball is shifting or moving in space, you've got to squeeze it and stop it in order to redirect it to go back up towards that target. And then often that's where your accuracy becomes a bit of an issue and there's volatility there behind every rep. And you can't do that on wall balls. Each one of these repetitions is much more costly than it may seem to get a no rep. And it's really important to aim small when you're doing this. That means you want a dead ball in the air and you want to aim at a very small specific thing there on that target so you can be accurate to all these movement walls. What was the velocity there that you shared with us yesterday? Was it 18 miles per hour?
So if you let the ball hit the ground, like we just saw, from the wall ball target, now that was a 30-pound wall ball, but okay, it's minimal difference here at this point. From the target to the ground, that ball is falling at 17 miles an hour by the time it hits the ground.
That's fast. And you're redirecting it all with your hips and legs every repetition. And while we're not going all the way to the ground, it's close. The point is, you're redirecting that ball, traveling at approximately or more 15 miles an hour every repetition for 100 reps. It changes the way 20 pounds feels in your hands.
It's also where sometimes it pays to be a little bit of a taller athlete when it comes to the wall, and you're catching it higher in that descent. Obviously, in free fall, you're picking up speed as the ball is falling, so you catch it at the slowest point. You can get all sorts of physics in that when it comes to kinesiology and when the body works and exercise.
It's so true. I think some of us really enjoy that aspect, and as these performing athletes, I think it's important for them to be aware of as well. They might not only know all the details, but to understand is extremely important. That's where, hey, having some of this coaching expertise and having a level one even when you're out there on the floor can be a huge advantage.
Right, so 100